Welcome back, dear viewers. You're still watching The Breakfast Show live on Nile TV International. It's now time for our first topic of discussion for today, and we're going to be tackling women's empowerment in Egypt and the efforts exerted by the state to encourage and to boost women empowerment nationwide. And to shed more light on this topic, we're most delighted to be joined here in the studio by Dr. Nora Sadek, and she's a human resources and development specialist. First of all, good morning, doctor, and thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Nora. So first, how do you see efforts exerted by the government in the last period to empower Egyptian women?
Good morning. First of all, I'm very happy that we're talking about this subject. Yes. I'm very proud to be involved in such an effort. President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi is clearly showing his full support to empowering women. His efforts are clearly and highly noted when it comes to empowering women socially and economically. For the first time in an unprecedented situation in Egypt, we have now 8 female ministers, and this is something that's noted all over the world. Also, with regards to the Egyptian Houses of Representatives, we have more than 90 female lawmakers. So these are all things that are clearly noted, and we are very proud that we have come to this in Egypt today.
Yeah. So let us speak about the challenges, the current challenges. Despite all the efforts that you have kindly mentioned, Egyptian women are still facing some challenges. If you can elaborate on that.
I'll tell you something. It is known that in previous times, women didn't feel that they were righteously deserving these positions or felt fear. They didn't have the confidence to find themselves in a situation where they could actually target a certain job or a certain title. They felt that it's always going to men, and we are trying to change this, eradicate this mentality, because in today you can see women are taking amazing roles. They are CEOs of companies, of banks, there is businesswomen, there is principals of schools and universities. So now, in today's day and age, women are able and more than capable of attaining these goals of becoming, I don't want to say totally equal to men, but definitely we are taking the positions which previously were taken by men.
So how can equality be achieved for women nowadays?
So, well, there are so many different efforts, different national government associations, different councils. We are trying to even go out of Cairo. We're not only to talk about only Cairo. Egypt is huge. So let's say, for example, in Beni Suef, there is something called the Better Life Association for Development and Training, and it focuses on gender equality, women's empowerment. It tackles several issues such as education, health, and economic empowerment. I think a lot of the mentalities are changing. Women understand that they have rights. Women understand that they are able to go out into the workplace. They are able to get education. Education is accessible now to people in these rural cities. So
at any age.
At any age. At any age. And a lot of people who go out for charity organizations, what they do is actually they will sit with these women one-to-one, explain to them, you can go and seek education, you can seek training, you can develop yourself. So we are empowering women's minds, not only, and this will have an effect socially and economically overall.
Dr. Nora, also, if you can tell us about what could be the means of support provided to women in order to make them capable of assuming leading posts and taking the lead either in different domains, politically, economic, in business, and so on and so forth.
Okay, actually for the last year we've had a lot of efforts on various areas. For example, I have to mention Dr. Maya Morsi, the head of Egypt's National Council for Women. She's doing a great effort towards raising awareness overall. She holds conferences not only nationally, she invites people from the region, from North Africa, Middle East. It's all heading towards getting together in this region, empowering women, giving them the tools and skills necessary to achieve these goals, allowing them through the internet, through meetings, through training sessions, reaching out to the women, tell her, come, this is a safe environment, this is a place where we can help you, you can get information, you can get access to training, and they can develop their skills, develop themselves economically, develop themselves emotionally. They need to know their rights. Women need to know that they do have rights.
So, Dr. Nora, can you tell us more about the role of Egyptian women when it comes to achieving the goals of sustainable development?
So with sustainable development, there are 4 parts, and one of the largest part, let's talk about, other than the economic part, is the technological advancement part. You have to realize that there's a lot of women in work, a lot of women and young women in schools and universities. We would like to give them the skills necessary to achieve the skills needed in the 21st century. We are now nearly 2020. If we are able to empower these women, you will be surprised about the economic growth. There was a conference, the National Consultation on Women's Economic Empowerment, organized by the Ministry of Investment and International Cooperation with the Embassy of Sweden. This was just last month. It highlighted that by increasing women's employment rates from the current 23% to 50%, you can actually achieve an overall growth by 7%. So there is an economic factor involved. It is an important subject.
Yes. If we can shed more light on the stories of success or the women that are handling files in Egypt very successfully and taking the lead in what they're doing.
Well, to be honest, there are so many women now, especially that we have all these amazing ministers, Dr. Hala Saeed, Dr. Sahar Nasr. Dr. Sahar Nasr, for example, with the Ministry of, in the Ministry of Investment and International Cooperation, is working on legislative reforms to change the policies, the investment policies for the economic empowerment of women. And this is actually attracting investors from the Middle East, from all over the world. And she's supporting these businesswomen who are coming to Egypt and making these new businesses, allowing for more jobs, for more opportunities for everyone. So it is an overall policy in the country that we are moving forward with.
Yes.
So tell us more about the importance of regional cooperation and sharing experiences when it comes to empowering women.
Well, definitely, because we are not alone. We are part of this region. We are part of North Africa, the Middle East, and we have realized that we all have the same concerns. It is a mentality that needs to be changed, and now that companies, now that governments are realizing the economic power behind empowering women and this equality, they are realizing the importance of it. So we have a lot of conferences that have been happening over the summer, especially this year. We have a lot of people who are discussing how important it is for the growth of a country, the growth of a nation, to empower these women. So it has become not only a national ordeal or a topic, it has become a regional topic now.
Doctor, picking on what you just said, you've said that as a recommendation of a national consultation meeting that was held recently, empowering women would definitely have a positive impact on the economy and in the country overall. So what are the means, or how do you raise awareness amongst women to empower them and give them an idea about how the impact that they can make or the change that they can make if they, given that they're empowered? And
Of course. Basically, with let's say with Dr. Maya Morsi and what she's doing at the moment with the National Council for Women, is that we offer free training. We go to the outside of, we don't look at only Greater Cairo and Giza. We go into different cities outside. We go and we discuss with these people, of course, alongside the United Nations and different agencies.
Yes.
But what happens is that we have so many people who are involved. We're talking about hundreds, maybe more than hundreds.
So tell us more about to what extent Egyptian women in rural areas are cooperating with you. Are they willing to learn? Are they willing to start their own maybe project, small and medium enterprises? So tell us more. Are they willing to cooperate with you? Or you make more efforts to convince them to join business life?
I will tell you very honestly, from what I have seen personally, is that they are actually so excited and ready.
Yes.
You have so many of these powerful Egyptian women in the countryside, okay, and they have ideas for small businesses. And a lot of the policies and regulations now with SMEs and lending money through the banks, the policies in Egypt are changing. So they're actually heading more towards lending money to women, to SMEs in the rural areas, to help them with the small projects. And if you see one success story, you know how it is in Egypt. When there is one success story, the whole city or town will start talking about it. So she becomes the role model. Look what this person has achieved. I want to do the same.
Yes. We're airing now some pictures of the president honoring Egyptian women. Either they were mothers of martyrs who sacrificed their lives for the sake of the country, or they're leading women. How significant is that the president himself is encouraging or empowering women? How do you see this as a gesture of support by the head of state to all the Egyptian women?
I truly and honorably believe that, honestly, that when the President Sisi himself takes the time to make this effort, we feel close to him. We feel that he truly cares. It is not just a governmental policy, it's not just economic policy, there is also psychological factors. Women need to feel safe. And they will feel safe when the leader, our President Sisi, is taking care of us. He is taking care of us through policies. He's taking care of us through change and making the effort to highlight such events as we are seeing now on the screen. These events make a lot of difference to families, to these simple families who have lost a family member, and they feel that they're being taken care of. It is very important. It's very, very important.
So, Dr. Nora, if we talk about eradicating illiteracy of Egyptian women in Egypt and how successful it is.
Well, actually, at the moment we have, hopefully we are aiming to completely eradicate illiteracy within the next 3 years. What has happened is that we are going to schools, to teachers. And there are a lot of people who are actually joining us completely for free, donating their time, donating their efforts to actually teaching others. And there are some policies where we're asking one teacher to teach at least 8 people in certain cities. So there are policies that are changing the illiteracy rate because we want to really eradicate it within the next 3 years. And believe me, there are so many NGOs involved, there are so many women who believe in this, there are so many companies who believe in this, and we have a lot of support from the government and from the president for this.
Yes. Also, if you can elaborate on the steps taken towards sustainable development.
Okay, with sustainable development, it is hopefully our aim for the year 2030. The whole policies are targeting towards this, where it's about environment, it's about technology, it is about education, and of course, the justified living. So basically, if you think about it, women are going to be a part of it because in order to achieve sustainable development, you need to have growth. And as I mentioned earlier, once women are going to be involved and they're going to be more hired like through jobs, you are going to have this increase in overall development. So women are essential part to achieving the success of this.
So tell us more about your opinion regarding initiatives launched by the government to protect the health of Egyptian women.
To be very honest, we are very proud of our previous efforts with the Virus C campaign, the Hepatitis C campaign. It was one of the most successful in Egypt has ever seen. And it has been noted by the UN, it has been noted all over the world. These efforts have not gone unnoticed, like everybody's talking about it. So now, in October, it is actually Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We are very, very happy to say that not only locally and governmentally, and there's like an overall concept about awareness for breast cancer, this campaign, that there are a lot of even private institutions that are giving free mammographies, protecting women. You know, the Egyptian woman, the real Egyptian woman will always say, if I have some money, I will take care of my children, I will take care of my house. She will not think I need to go to a clinic to prevent. Preventative measures are not a concept that we as Egyptian women would sort of come naturally to us. We are givers. So to try and tell the women, it's for free, come, you are welcome, we are going to take care of you, because really awareness is vital and crucial to the preventative measures taken, because once you get it early, you catch it early, the whole journey becomes very much shorter, very much easier, and sometimes even completely eradicates breast cancer.
Are there any other successful initiatives that you can shed light on when it comes to women's empowerment and involving women?
To tell you honestly, we have numerous things, especially with health. Like these days, we have hospitals like Bahia. We have sort of different places, not only helping women through their health, also their psychology. Like I remember we had an event where we would go to these clinics, we would go to these hospitals and sit and talk with these women, see what we can do for them. We bring in some sponsors, we bring in some cosmetic sponsors, some other people that help them to make their day a better day. And with education, education is really crucial. The fact that you can get things online, you can go to these places for free, and you are, these things have become accessible to women. In previous times, women would say, okay, I want to be better, I want to achieve more things, greater things at work, what can I do? But all these councils have the information readily available. The places you can go are very welcoming to you. So once women feel that they can go to these places, they feel that they can achieve so much more.
Yes. Follow-up question. From the testimonials and the feedback you've got from these women that you've had the chance to sit and talk with, to what extent do they feel that the efforts being exerted and that steps, real tangible steps, are taken forward by the government or by civil society or by national councils towards women's empowerment? To what extent they feel the impact?
Well, first of all, like I mentioned regarding the ministers, in which, like this is so new to us, the fact that we have 8 women in our ministry, 8 successful,
energetic,
super powerhouses. We are so proud to have them. They are going to be, I mean, we're not going to deny the efforts of the men on the councils and in the ministries, but I'm saying it's the first time in Egypt, it's an unprecedented time where these women, and they are role models. So I feel, oh my God, I can be like this person. I can actually achieve. If she can do it, then I can do it. And now we have so many success stories, as I said, in banks, in companies, in universities, with women achieving these titles, these success stories. They become role models to the younger ones, and they start to feel, okay, if she can do it, then I can do it as well.
Also, it's worth mentioning that Minister of Tourism also participated at the global initiative to empower women and fill gender gaps in employment opportunities session as part of the World Economic Forum events in New York, and she promised to provide more job opportunities for women in her ministry. So how do you see the importance of this session?
Like I had mentioned earlier, with growth, once the governments and the policymakers in Egypt have realized the importance that just a small number, we're talking about from 23% of employment rate to 50%, can actually increase an overall growth of 7%. And this is a big number. This is not something that we can discard. This is something essential.
Yes. As we're recapping, Doctor, your final recommendations and comments.
I want all the women to feel that Egypt is heading towards women empowerment and equality. I want women to reach out to these different organizations, whether governmental, whether private. I want women to feel that they can and will achieve. We are a very strong nation. Women here have to deal with a lot with family and children and obligations, and yet we are able and capable in the workplace to go out and succeed. I'm very proud to be an Egyptian, and I'm very proud to be an Egyptian woman. And I always, I'm supporting and helping all of the women to come. And if they're more than welcome to come to me, I'll help them out. And all the information is online now. And a lot of women, you will be surprised that even outside Cairo in the governorates, everyone has access to the internet. They know where to go. They know where the information is available and where they can find support.
So finally, I'd like to thank you, Dr. Nora Hussein Sadek, Human Resources and Development Specialist. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your insights, and thank you so much for being with us on The Breakfast Show.
Thank you very much.
And dear viewers, now we move on to a quick break, and then I'll be back to resume the remaining segments of The Breakfast Show live only on Nile TV International.